Hello folks, welcome to Sunday's stream. We're back on the Citadel. My name is Joel Duggan, and we have to sort out the inventory right away. Still full of stuff from the other day, and things I don't need, like dirt. And things I do need, like more stone. And all that goodness. Let's turn that into bricks. I want to bring some of those. And I think that's it. Okay. So yesterday we were working on this mansion on the hill, and we got a fair bit done. I logged in last night a little bit just to kind of test out some textures. Not really sure about it. I don't really think they're fantastic. I'm wondering if we can do more Taiga, or not Taiga. I wonder if we can do more tough to go better with the Taiga. I feel like the deep slate is just too dark, and I don't think it works well with the dark oak roof. I'm also thinking about trying to get some depth or changes happening there, and I'm thinking honestly that stairs might be the best way to do that. Because what we could do is come up here and throw in a couple of upside down stairs along here. That might help. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I'll have to see. If we do stairs in the cobblestone, that might work. That might work too. And then I think I went through and I just moved all the arches to where we designed them. Yesterday we had a bunch of different options up here, and I moved them all to be the same. So now they're all the same. And I'm looking at this and I'm realizing that this is an outside block, I think. Yeah. Otherwise I would change that to be like a log or something. And the other thing that I'm running into as a problem is we've got this mezzanine thing here, but underneath of it we've got this problem where we have this brick and it looks cool, but the problem is that you can see it above here. So if I remove this, then there's an issue there. So I guess for starters, that's in the wrong spot. So we can fix that easy enough. The tough is nice in the biome, I agree, Cosmic. That's wrong. But again, we have this problem, right? If I want to keep this as it is, then we have to figure out how to do this and maybe change. Maybe these shouldn't be stone. Maybe these have to be oak pillars. Like if this was an oak or a spruce pillar, then it might work. I just don't know if I like the look of that. Yeah, I prefer the stone. I prefer the stone. So we have to figure out whether we have to change the height of this. I don't think I want to be walking around on a half slab. So we could lower it, and that would fix the problem. But I don't think I would like it lower. So there is a challenge to sort out. Yeah, it's a lot of spruce. I agree. I also don't know about, I don't know what to do about this either. It feels very low. I guess we could do a slab here. We could do slabs all on there if we wanted to. I think that might be okay, because then we could slab that entire spot and make it a little bit taller. And then all of these could be slabs. Making it feel a little bit more roomy up here. Hey, Mini Pax, how's it going? Welcome in, Leaguer. Good to see you. So all of this looks okay. I made some changes up here with adding stairs, which I like. So we'll do that all the way around. And I don't know if we need anything here. It may be worth it just not having these here at all. And then maybe we can try to do something that could lead in to the main area inside. I'm not crazy about this. It's the most, it makes the most sense as the stairs are here, but it puts you out backwards. And there's no real spot to stand over here, which I thought would have been, you know, more essential. Sprucey trapdoors. Please and thank you. So how's everyone doing today on their Sunday? I had a good time last night. I was playing Halo online with Ryan Murphy, who is going to be on the Citadel Cafe podcast with me on Tuesday. And I had never experienced the Halo multiplayer, and I wanted to talk about it on the show, so it was good. I'd say we won about 50% of the time. It's hard when you've got random teammates, because it's a fire team of 4, and it was just Ryan and I, so we were being paired with random people online. But we were trying to win. Like we were doing the maps the right way and trying to do all that stuff. So but it was fun. All right, so that's not bad. It's a little hard on the head. I mean, none of these ramparts are anything you can really see over in Minecraft, the way that it works. And I'm wondering if we can do pressure plates. I doubt we can see those from below, but it might make for a cool view if we're up higher somewhere. Maybe we'll make these a stair. Sure. Sunday's going well for so far. Just allergies are horrid. I feel like some hit a billion flowers in my bedroom last night. Oh, that sucks. I deal with allergies too. I find my sinuses bug me the most when it's like a humid day. I much prefer dry. Something I didn't anticipate when I went to Utah 5 years ago was hiking in the desert, just how clear my head was going to be after growing up like on the ocean. It was interesting. Oh, I missed one. You can see a little bit of them, not much. Okay, so I'd like to spend a little bit of time getting the roof right. I feel like we should maybe move this support here. I guess that'll stay there. And I feel like we have to do something with... These are probably going to be pillars. I'm just kind of putting stone brick with pieces that I want to keep. It may not stay specifically stone brick. We might be able to change these to be more decorative somehow. We'll have to see. I just like the idea of having these pillars kind of stand out and go all the way up to the roof. Is that the right spot? That's the right spot. We just need to finish the roof out here. Whoops. Oh, that's the other thing I thought about was I was going to have stairs go down here, but I thought it might be more interesting rather than having a stairwell here that doesn't really work very well. It would be fun to have the stairs in the tower, so you can kind of go through here. You have to go outside, which is neat, and then you go in here and you go down in here, or you can go up to wherever the up ends up. That could be kind of fun too. We had a lot of rain last night. You think it pushed the pollen into your room? Yeah, I could see that. I could see that being a thing. So we're missing... Something here is not right. Oh, this is incorrect. And this is wrong. Okay. Oh, I adjusted the roof. That's what it was. Yeah, this goes higher. Whoops. There we go. Okay. That's better. I really like it at that stage in the build when you get the actual stairs in, so you can stop using scaffolding to go up and down outside, and you can actually run around the build. I find it's a great way to learn what paths make sense, where you've got to move stuff. So we're probably going to want to have the chimney go up there as a feature. So I guess we'll add some bricks up there. I want to make it different than the andesite, so this will have to be here. Probably going to move that. We might even just lose the whole top floor here. This might be something worth turning into like red brick. Just because I think that could look really cool. It could be a fun centerpiece in here. I feel like these people are probably rich enough to have a nice chimney. Stops you from falling off the scaffolding? Yeah, that's true as well. That's true as well. So I don't know if we're going to push the mezzanine all the way to the end. I'm kind of wondering if it makes sense if it stops somewhere along here. Nope, other way around. At least I think I want to do it that way. I guess we could always alternate. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I like the tight corners, so we'll just go back and forth. Doing this helps sometimes when you're trying to do something and you want to use the same block, but you don't want it to be just so samey. Adding a little bit of shadow by changing the geometry a little bit sometimes helps. And here, Cosmic Dancer. Holy smokes. Thank you so much. Happy Sunday, says Cosmic, with a very generous donation. Wow. That's amazing. Thank you. You're too kind, Cosmic. Too kind. So that would mean that this would go here, and then this would have to switch. Doesn't look as good as I thought it was going to, but it's still not bad. I think in some places we might have to add in some stairs just to make it look a little bit more supported. Not everywhere, but in some places. And so this is going to be a problem, because this is technically the outside. And that has to come down through here. I think this is the tower. Yeah, the tower. 3. I'm just going to bring this all the way down. Not that we can see it, but sometimes it helps just when you're planning something out to know where the entire thing is. We could also put extra stairs in here as well. So that's going to be tricky. So I prefer that, but if we do that, we still have to figure out what's going to happen with this wall. Master Crunchy, good to see you. It's Pika Calf, yes. Yeah, we're into some bigger, more interesting and fun builds. Last week we worked on this. This was really fun to put together. So I'm hoping we can make this a really fun and unique build as well. We have less restrictions for size and space over this way, which is both good and bad. I'm also attempting things kind of from the cuff. I guess we could replace this with spruce because it's an outside thing. And then we can cover up the top of this in this way. And that way we can blend these right together. Like that. We might even be able to take this all the way up to the top. I think that looks okay. But then we've got this problem where this is outside. So we have to... This doesn't matter. Which is fine. Probably just fill this in. That would be a good spot for a lantern or something. So maybe we'll make this have proper floor. It's just kind of a fun little depth feature. Doesn't really do anything, although that's weird. That's annoying. Yeah, I think that's okay. This gap is a little bit strange. So I guess a stair. Feel like that works. Covers up the hole. This is... It doesn't matter. Oh, I'm out of stairs. Morty is better. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. So unfortunately we have to leave these with the way that they are because they are the outside texture. I think this is as well. Oh no, that's fine. I'm not sure what all this is. This is all potentially empty space. Okay, that's odd. I think what I did was I just filled that in because it looked funny. Not very often you're removing space in Minecraft, but sometimes you gotta, I guess. Okay, so that is going to affect what is seen through there. I think we could have some fun in this area here and see what this might look like. Or we could do like a gemstone or something. That's okay for now. It could be cool to have like lapis or something there. That means that we probably want to cover this up somehow. We can probably think of better ways to do that. That could be like a bookshelf or something. I do like the depth, although you can't really see it from down here. So it's more of an upstairs feature. By having the depth here, it does feel like it's less narrow. So I think I'll keep them for now. This could be a room. Like this can actually be a room. And then this is, I want to say, the outside part of that. So I'm not sure what this would be, but unfortunately we can't really do anything about this. I was hoping that we could do something here, but I guess we'll just have to deal with that. We could make this feel more seamless. This does not have to be spruce. We could easily make that stone. And so if it had a stone floor, it would be a seamless transition. Do I want to do stone slabs? Or do I want to do stone bricks? Kobayashi V has resubscribed with Prime for 3 months. That unlocks the Water Keystone badge. Thanks so much, Kobayashi. Really appreciate the support. Yeah, we're going to go with slabs. And I like the fact that if we make it stone, it becomes like a seamless texture. We can maybe add a little bit of like cobblestone or something later on. This is all going to change based on whatever this ends up being made of. I don't know whether we're leaving these wide like this, or whether I should do them as squares. Doesn't matter on this side. You can't see it because of the tower. And on this side, I should make this tower first and then figure it out. We need a better vantage point here. This side is going to be tough because It's gonna be hard to get to a spot where we can see what's going on. Oh, that's a cool view. So there's the little tower, and it doesn't actually touch this wall. I'm tempted to have this go straight down here. Have there be a divide. So we'll try that for now. Right here. Time for scaffolding, I think. Morty is better, thank you. Glad you like it. I don't remember what's going on here. I think we have to double check the other side of the roof, because I think it's different. Yeah, so it goes 2, 2, 1 stair, and then a slab. I don't think that's what we've done over here. Nope. 2, 2. This is stairs. And the slabs come out farther. Time to sleep. Really starting to see how your art background helps with Minecraft. Thanks. Yeah, I think I took animation, and I also, in that process, I took, at the time it was called 3D animation, but it's just CG, like Pixar stuff. But I also, I mean, I worked in traditional animation, and that was my strength and my focus was like hand-drawn stuff. But I did learn how to model, and in doing that, you have to think in the round and all that kind of stuff. So this is a whole lot not sure what to do with this. We've obviously changed the footprint a little bit. I'm just going to remove some of this stuff. I think this is the hearth from below. So I thought it would be neat to have a garden that comes up through here, which means we're going to remove this tree. So you can see a little path coming down the side. I thought it would be neat if we can landscape this to a point where we can get it to approach this gate the right way. It will involve putting down a lot of dirt and grass and stuff here. Right? But you could come down here from the main area. We could have like a stone staircase that could come down here, and then you can go in this gate. Perhaps it's a little bit farther back and into this garden. And maybe the gate is higher. I don't know. That feels a little bit better. Right? But I want to keep this pretty steep. And then you can go into the gate, and then you're into the back garden, and this would have some sort of like wall around it. And we could do a little back garden. And we'd figure out the best place for the wall. We'd probably expand that a little bit. I don't think we're going to be able to go all the way around. I think I want to keep some of these trees here outside the wall. We might move them a bit, but I think having a bunch of trees here would probably be good. And then there could also be an exit from the tower to the garden as well. So you can go from the inside of the garden and from the outside of the garden. So one of my favorite things about this build is how everything kind of, if you start thinking about paths early on, you can really get a lot done. So the staircase goes down here. I need more andesite. That's what I was missing. Ooh. We must have more somewhere. See you later, Morty. Thanks for coming by. Andesite. Oh, wow. Okay, mental note. Need more andesite. Hey there, Sweet Sandy. How's it going? That was not a clean takeoff at all. I don't know what we're going to do about these very bleak sides. Kind of like the idea of this being up a little bit. And if we luck out, this will come out at just the right height. Which I think it will. It's kind of a standard staircase that we do, but I think that's okay. That gets us to there. This, I guess we would just fill this in, because this would just end up being a whole lot of nothing, right? Yeah, and then one of these continues down as stone. That one. So this was going to be... Oh, wait a minute. Maybe we have to leave this as open. So if we take the stairs down to the garden, we have to find a place to put a stair exit to the basement, which I guess we could put here. So that's the way to the basement, which means that this doesn't matter. It's all going to be straight like that. So from the outside, you can see this little walkway, which I think is cool. Is that a mod that visibly makes the item stacks glide from the inventory to the other? Yes, smooth swapping. It's quite cool. I like it a lot. So we have a basement. I'm not sure what the basement would be used for. Maybe we can come up with something inventive, but I feel like this is pretty good here. Maybe we'll come up with something. Maybe we can come up with something cool and creepy, like maybe they're vampires or something. We can put some sort of dungeon in the basement. Could be kind of fun. Why? Why am I keep on... Oh, I can't get up here. Oh, I think I'm going to change this. I think we have to... Right, this platforms mess up this 3x3 interior. I remember that now. So... we can go down this way and come out here. Or we could twist it around a bit. Because I'd like to be able to go up here, but I think we bonk our heads. Yeah. And I don't really like the half step. Like, we can do this. Right? But I find that really, really tricky. I mean, medieval stuff would have steep stairs like that, but it still doesn't feel very good in Minecraft. So one of the things I need to add to my, I guess, palette of build ideas is like a solution for a bi-directional stairway. So you go down one way and up the other. Because if we go up here, then we have to be able to go down faster here. And again, not the end of the world, but it's not the best. And we still can't hit that. I think that's about as good as we're going to be able to get. Thanks for the sleep, Cosmic. Yeah, it's really chunky. This works a little bit better for the basement if we have this come out here. And then we can make this into something a little bit more robust. And then we're back to the standard stair and plank situation. And then we'll get a little special stone over the door. And I don't know what's going to happen here. I guess, ooh, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know how tall this tower is going to be either. That's great, Ligger. I like it. I think it's a fun visual. When you're dealing with a lot of inventory, I find the smooth swapping and being able to visually track your stuff across the screen, I think helps. For people that are wondering what we're talking about, it's seeing the movement rather than the item just kind of blipping from inventory to not. If I'm putting a lot of stuff away, I like seeing that because I can kind of visualize where they go, you know? Okay, so that's a decent pass, I think, in here. I still don't know anything about the final decisions for these blocks out here. And that feels kind of boring, so we're going to have to do a little bit of design there. Let's change this to bricks, and let's not have it flush there. Let's have it flush maybe back a little bit. Or we could just push it down a little ways. And have it stick out here. Yeah, that's better. Again, we'll probably expand this a little bit. I wouldn't mind if this actually had like a wall there. Something like that. I'll make it a little bit more organic, but I think that's cool. This is fun. So this is what we were talking about the other day about, am I going to decorate the rivers? And this is the kind of thing where like, we're going to have a river view here, provided that this wall can stay fairly low. And we've got two. So I guess we'll go here. So I have a little bit of a view, but then when we get to here, yeah, we're really gonna run into a problem, aren't we? would be nice if we didn't have this. Maybe we can do chains here. A little bit more of a view. Do we have a river chicken? Is it just that one? So yeah, I think that's kind of cool looking. We might not want to bring it in so tight. Like I feel like we might want to go a little bit faster out this way. Yeah, I might want to push that out just a little bit. So instead of one here, maybe we'll make two. Or did I push that the wrong direction? Yep, that's the wrong one. Doesn't quite work as well for the chain thing, but feels like it's a better flow. Hello, the Maserk, welcome back. We'll have to work to see how well that stair is going to work out, but I think it's pretty good. There's now a little bit more andesite in the keep. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. I noticed that there's a cool thing that Exumavoid has on Hermitcraft that bumps the chat window up above the armor thing just for like a better layout design. I think I might grab that and throw it on here. And just like that, Cosmic Dancer has left the game. Okay, so we'll probably keep this tower pretty steady. We might want to do some solid stonework around the bottom. And I guess the next thing I need to tackle is the roof. And obviously this side. I think I'll do the roof first. Because what we've got now that we've got the rafters in here, we can say where we would want the windows. And it looks like we have to do... These look so nice in separated out by 2. And it works so well in here that I think what we'll do is we'll do probably 4 windows and hope they look like they're evenly spaced outside. So that's the plan. And I would say the windows are going to be right about that area. So before I go on my break, I'll just chop this out here. So that's lower than we had originally planned. But I think having windows all throughout the roof there would look pretty cool. Definitely opens up the ceiling a bit. All right, so that's next on the plan. How are we looking from afar here? Oh yeah, I think those are sizable. Should be interesting to try and implement. All right, I take a break once an hour for folks that don't know. I'm going to reheat my coffee. You should grab a snack, and I'll be back in 5 or 6 minutes. All right, so I think I need... I've got all the dark oak I think I need. Thank you, Cosmic. Let's go this way. Oh, can't go that way. Yes, we can. Delara subscribed at tier 1. That's 13 months in a row. A whole year already. Lucky number 13. Thanks so much, Delara. Very much appreciate that. Alright, so that is where we're going to put the window. Or windows. So I guess we'll go in and knock out a few of these. Oh, that's annoying. That's the last one there, and then we'll do one more over here. I think that feels pretty good. Now hopefully it looks symmetrical out here. And I'd say they're in the middle. If it's off by a block, but I'd say that's pretty good. So now we have to figure out how to design these. Remove all this stuff. There's a hole there, in case you were wondering. I think that's right. Just gonna remove all this and put it back. That's nice and smooth. We'll have to return to this extra layer after we do the bottom layer and see what we can do up here. Because I think having a lot of windows is going to be fun. Oh, did I fill in one that I was not supposed to? Yes. At least you know it's there, you just found out the hard way. Find that out in Satisfactory all the time too. So now what I want to do is I want to make these into proper windows. So we'll remove this stair, and I think we'll probably switch to like dark oak logs. Because we need to change the color a little bit so it stands out against this stuff. And how big do we want these to be? I'm wondering actually if this should be a slab. Because then we can do stairs here. You really can't see what's going on there, can you? How can we make these look good? It's a little bit better. Still very chunky. I wonder if it's worth just making one roof rather than a little roof for every window. I wonder if it's worth just doing one smooth peak. That could look cool. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Or if we do 11, this is the middle. So we could do a slab here. Not quite. We'll have to go up at a steeper grade because I don't want it to look round. I don't want anything to look round on this because if it looks round, it's going to detract from the height. Maybe we do stairs. So then it goes there, and then a stair there. Really don't like the way that stairs or slabs delete themselves. That's pretty good. It's a little bit tall, maybe. Let's go with 3 slabs across the bottom here. Actually, before we do that, let's do the other side. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's a slab. I think it was even. No, it was one below. So we've got that, and then we go up into a slab. So let's try 2 slabs and a stair, and then 2 slabs and a stair. Oh, that's wrong. How did I miss this? Let's go. Don't want to make that go any lower. Phoenix Y127, hello. Oh, that's not the middle. That's what's up. Really hard to see. Let's see if we can get rid of this rain. Nope. Yeah, I could make it another color while I plan it out. That's not a bad idea either. I just want to see what it's going to look like filled in, you know? I just need to get a slightly different angle. When you're straight on, you can't see it. The torches help. I think I like the version on the left. And if we did that, then these pillars could go up on each particular slope. No problem. I don't know what we're going to do for the actual windows. I guess we could do oak trapdoors or glass. If we did glass, what color glass would we want to use in this place? I imagine gray. Where's the last time we used glass? It was in... Which building was it in? I think it was the stone tower. Cyan? Someone's got cyan on the brain. I think it's in here. Yeah, we use brown glass in there. We'll bring that over. At least it didn't say pink. No, it's fair. Cyan might go well with the andesite. That's the other thing. We could put some stone into the roof there too, right? Where did I get 17 poppies? Cosmic, you said you left some andesite? What was it used in the keep? Keep, I believe, is cyan. Pretty sure. That or light blue. Wow. That will be very helpful, thank you. Light blue is what we used. I really need to go around and fix the old tables and chairs data pack. It's not good. Not good. Did you just bone meal my poppies? I have a stack of poppies. I don't need more than a stack of poppies. So here, this could go to there, and then this side would just be on its own, I guess. And we can't use glass because we don't have space for it. Even panes, there's not enough room unless we move this out by a block. Which do we want to do? Oh, hi there. This is what I was doing in Halo last night. I was staying on top of stuff and getting rid of people from above. Does that need to come out more? I guess it could. We'll have to do at least one layer for just the overhang of the roof anyway. We'll do that. So it's slab and then a stair. Slab. And then stair. Actually, that would go here, wouldn't it? Meant to do that. Totally on purpose. I threw them in your inventory whilst you were on break as a prank. Oh, I didn't. I was like, I don't remember picking up poppies. I knew that I had run around the Taiga forest. Maybe I had. Did you name them? I didn't notice at all. So then it's stair, slab, slab. And we've got stair. That's wrong. Slab, stair, slab, but not on that level. Yeah, I don't think I'd want it to stick out any farther than that. As it stands, we'll have to hide some of these connections. Although, I guess if we've removed this part, then this could be brought all the way over. Then we just have to change this, I guess. Or put a log here. If we did that, we might be able to use glass. That's why I didn't do that. I think we can cover that up with a trapdoor. Whoops. Wait a minute. No, we won't be able to cover that up with a trapdoor. Does that matter? You certainly won't see it from the ground. I guess the only other way to do it would be to use a solid dark oak block of planks. So what I was hoping was to run the glass panes between the dark oak, but that may not be possible. Maybe this has to be spruce. Remember to never bling you flowers? Yeah, I'm sorry. I completely just wasn't paying attention. Stuff like that when I'm streaming, I won't notice. Yeah, I think we maybe have to switch that out to be stripped dark oak, or stripped spruce rather. It'll show up better, I guess, from the outside. I don't know if that's a good thing. But we sort of like, I try not to convolute the palette, you know? Like now that we've got so much of this sorted out. I was kind of hoping to do something along here. That reduces the size of the window drastically. And I prefer, I think, this. It's very bright. Very bright. It probably looks better from the inside though. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Once there's windows up there. We could mix it up too. We could have a combination of window colors. Make it look like a bit of a shadow sometimes. Sounds like that's your cutest and try a range of interesting blocks. Yeah. Oh, I see. The point was to see how long it would take me to notice. Well, I noticed, and I threw them out. What did you expect was going to happen? I'm teasing, of course. I don't mind the green. The green's kind of cool. They're very plain if we leave them square like that, though. So I feel like we might have to do something in the inside here. And thankfully, well, one, I don't have enough stairs. There we go. Thankfully, we have the depth that we can do this. Oh, that looks terrible. Never mind. Maybe we have to go with full blocks instead of panes. Yeah, the green does go well with the strip spruce, I agree. That leaves us with a problem out here with depth, right? Like that's a problem. So I guess we'll probably have to stick with panes. I might want to go with dark oak trapdoors there. That might be better. Or we could break this up a little bit more. See, here's where a dark oak piece might actually look better. Yes, I do. Nice Guy Live. Cosmic has got that linked in the chat. We've got a couple of spreadsheets for all the things that we have on the server just because we get asked so frequently on stream. So we've got a link to all the data packs, a link to all the mods. I don't refresh the page all the time, but like every couple of months I'll update the pages. But it's on you to try to make sure you're using the right version. We're only running 119 flat on the server. We don't even have 119.1 or 2 yet, so some of our data packs are out of date. I wanted dark oak trapdoors and more inventory space. And I wanted some of these. So the other option we have, of course, is this. Oops. Which is not amazing. I think I prefer glass if we can swing it. I definitely don't like this. I think this is a little bit too light. So gray, or I guess we could try blue. I don't have any cyan panes, I don't think. Guess I should test the color before I should test and make panes. I think that's probably the most subtle, the gray. The green could probably be the most fun. So I think it's between the green and the gray. We'll just have to try green panes and see. I really wish they made these a different color in the inventory. That actually could be a fun thing to do, to change the UI in that way. They probably show up better on like the dark UI that people use. That's probably something that happens. Birch trapdoors have the white interior reminiscent of waxed fabric they used in medieval times in windows, so that might be something to ruminate on, although the wood is very bright. Yeah? Still, I mean, like, I don't mind that the windows stand out. I think that's the issue, is that on some houses the birch looks too fancy, but this is a fancy house, so that could work. That could work. The other thing we could try would be the new mangrove trapdoors. The only thing I don't like about the panes is the crappy shape, right? Like it's such a big bold square. Panes over glass blocks for sure. Fence posts. Yeah. I want to put fence posts and fence gates along here outside. I don't hate the trapdoors. And I can't say I really like the spruce very much. It's the kind of thing where I wonder if it'd be worth putting stone up there. Because if we did it right, we could have that be the window formation for the bottom floor too. nighttime. Not going to be able to see much in the dark. Yeah, I don't know if I like the trapdoors either. Like this is going to be one of those decisions where it's like the lower of the desired. Oh, come on. We'd have more command over the shape if that was the case. We just have to be careful of how we do the roof line. I don't mind the brighter color. I think it makes it look like it's a more important part of the build. I don't know if it's going to be andesite. It might be bricks or something else. Because we'd have more textures to play with, but we'd also have to like fill those spaces in somehow. How does it look from the inside? Maybe I have to change the height of the windows. Maybe the big square windows are too big. Maybe I need just to go with like a 2 wide, 1 high window. Because that would then give us the opportunity to either run a log there or could run stairs. Which don't really work with the glass, but sort of do. I think we'd be better off with stone and stone stairs. This is where with that, which, you know, at a larger scale, you'd end up with a lot more wiggle room. Could break that up so it's not such a big face of stone. We could make these like fancy blocks, or we could cover them up with trapdoors. I really struggle to make decent looking small dormers. Sometimes I know I fuss over details that you're not going to see very much, but then other times I just think like I just need the practice, you know? This is where I wish we had some smaller sub-blocks in Minecraft. Like, I would really like to do something here that would be a little bit more subtle. Do you have any other builds around where you've done some similar that you can take reference from? I don't think so. Not too wide. This is the issue. If it was a 3 wide thing, it would be pretty easy to do. We've done similar stuff over on builds like this, right? But this is it's a single wide dormer, and they're great. Like, they look fine. But they're open air stuff, right? I think part of it is me just not wanting to have holes in the roof. Oops. So then to get up here, we could use trapdoors just to cover the top of these in some spots. So here we could do a stair and then trapdoor. I mean, you'd never see that. We use the stone, I feel like in some cases the lighter glass might look better. I think I like that better. Keeps this a nice simple shape. I'll have to do trapdoor there. Once you stop doing the standard roof designs, it becomes very tricky. I think that works. And then last little bit here. With the old upside down stairs. Whoops. Those don't look as good over there. Is it possible to make the central windows taller than the other ones? Yep, it's possible. 'Tis possible. Not a bad idea. Where'd my other glass pane go? That's annoying. There it is. Do. They just look so big. I don't think a single wide is going to look good from the inside. I think it's going to look really funny. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. The challenge I have set out to myself, though, is the 2 wide windows. More break, says Cosmic. More break. Yes, I agree. So we could try this. But this only works with trapdoors. See, that doesn't look too bad in here. But it gives us a different shape to the window out front. I think that might be the way to go. And then we could use maybe spruce trapdoors inside. Have it look like a bit of a shutter. That way it wouldn't be the 4 of the same trapdoor, which could break things up a bit. There's be a lot of spruce trapdoors in here, but like there's already a lot of spruce trapdoors in here. It doesn't really matter at this point. I think I like that the best. The rest of this just doesn't feel like I just don't have the room for it. We could put glass down here. Like we could take the green glass idea and maybe apply it down the bottom. There may even be a way to get this to be a full-size window. I'm just not a big fan of the trapdoors at that point. But what I would do here is probably add in some carved stuff. So we could do, well, no, that won't look good either. What I was thinking was carved stone here to make it look fancy. But that's going to have the same tangent problem, which is this. It always looks a lot better if you take this up past. Well, wait a minute. If the whole thing is brick. No, I think see it still looks better if you do it like that. It's not the end of the world. We could just move the trapdoors. Yeah, that'll work. So many trapdoors. It's like a crutch, but it looks so good. Okay, I think I have a plan. Cosmic has let me know that it's time for a break. So I should do that. If you are new to the stream, I take a break once an hour. I usually just reheat what's left of my coffee, refresh my water, that kind of thing. You should too. It's hot in a lot of places, so make sure you're drinking enough water, and we'll be back in 5 or 6 minutes. Alright, so now that I think we have a plan, we will execute said plan. And that way this thing will get a lot closer to looking good. So inside here, we can go with this. Do. And then outside, we have to go trapdoors. Did we want? I might like these a little bit taller than before, but I don't know if we can do that. Oh yeah, we can. We're gonna end up with the same trapdoor problem. Oh, I was gonna try the birch trapdoors too, wasn't I? They won't actually let any light in though, that's the other issue. Hey, I'm Doug, how's it going? So do we want to try the different color blocks over the doors? Over the windows? No, I think the regular stone looks best. We can add, there's the one thing that I always find frustrating about this stage of design is that there's still all the other decorative stuff to put in, like changing some of these to cracked or mossy bricks, you know, adjusting the roof, maybe having some sort of like, I don't know, some sort of vine or something up here. Like there's a bunch of things we could do yet to change how this looks. Do. Seeing screenshots of the house and it looks awesome. Thanks very much, Endog. We're doing the upper windows now. One of these days I'm going to have the time to stream some block bench, and I will update my textures for these trapdoors I keep complaining about. So then the only thing that has to change now is this. We could probably go with a trapdoor. Yep. Now here, we could do something fancy like this. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I want anything stone coming down here. We tried that before. But I don't know if I like that. It does make it look fancier. Does this have something covering it inside? Yes. So we could do like a wall here. Think the windows worked out? Yeah, I think so too. I feel kind of trapdoor dependent, I guess, is a good way to say it. Oh, stupid glass panes. Welcome back, Morty. It's a show I never got into, is Rick and Morty. Still haven't seen an episode. That's a lie. I might have watched the pilot back when it first came out, but like, just not been something regularly on my list. So we could try something like this. It's a little bit more robust. What did we do? So that's cobblestone and andesite, and then the stone church is... Can we see from here? It looks like the stone church is just stone brick the whole way up. Yeah. I tried to install a couple of mods that help with frame rate crossing chunks, but they don't seem to be working. I still get... Can you guys see that? The frame stutter as I fly around? Probably not on Twitch. I wonder if we split the difference and we just go down by 1. So we don't do this one. That still feels funny though, so maybe we don't do these. And if that's the case, maybe the stone, the carved stone can go at the bottom. So then we're not covering it up with anything. I mean, this could even be a wall. No. I can't seem to figure it out, Mr. Gort. That's why I'm thinking about getting a new PC. Plus, the other games I want to play now are getting higher in graphics. And oh, speaking of other games, that reminds me. I've been talking, Cosmic and I have been chatting about Guild Wars 2. And I've been doing a lot of research into wanting to play another MMO. And there's been a little bit of back and forth live on the Discord. And I've decided that I think I'm going to try to get into Guild Wars 2. And Guild Wars 2 is having an event this Tuesday, August 23rd. I believe that's Tuesday, right? Today's the 21st. Yeah. And it is the 10th anniversary of the game. It's launching on Steam. I already have an NCSoft account, so I'm not going to be playing on Steam. I'm going to be playing on my regular account. I played very briefly in like 2014. Anyway, Tuesday, they're doing drops on Twitch. And they are doing the leveling is changing, the way that the game progresses is changing, some of the quality of life things are changing. So I was going to stream Monday night, but I feel like I should wait and just do Tuesday. I might stream character creation Monday night, and then we'll play on Tuesday. But it's not going to be until 4 o'clock my time, which is UTC -3, because because the drops don't start until 12 Pacific time. So I'll have an event scheduled and stuff in the Discord. I'll give everybody a heads up, but we're going to do a 4 p.m. Tuesday stream. I kind of like both carved stones. We don't have any other fancy stones, do we? The only thing that's carved is like carved deep slate. Oh, thanks for the command, Elkhorn. That's great. Or was that Cosmic? Or both of you? Does that mean I have to reschedule sleep? No. You should be fine. So we're not going to do the character creation Tuesday. Monday we'll do character creation. But I think on Tuesday we'll start the leveling process. I'm leaning very heavily on a Norn warrior. I can create 2 characters on the free account. Welcome in, Key Smash. Hope you're having a good day. Carved things. Yeah, these are really chiseled, really dark. We could also try profession blocks. I think I like blast furnace. It's a little bit busy. It's a little bit busy. So yes, there's going to be a new game streaming. I don't know how long we're going to keep it up. If it's fun, we'll probably do it once a week, you know? But we'll see. Does this look good? I don't do enough, like, chunky detail work. See, that does look pretty cool. This is why I want a stone trapdoor, because I think a stone trapdoor would be the perfect solution there. So if we do that, then we don't need the top parts there. The blast furnace looks better than the regular furnace. We could also use smokers. I think I like the andesite in between. My brain is struggling to figure out the shape of the dormer. It's stairs and slabs. So there's a stair there and a slab there. So it's really simple. It's just, it's two slabs, or it's a slab, upside down stair. And then it's just slab, stair, slab, stair, slab, slab. So you create yourself a point, and then you just kind of like stair, slab, stair, slab. And then trapdoors are filling in the rest. I don't mind the blast furnace. The blast furnace would work if we wanted to transition this into something darker on the bottom. But I don't know if I want something darker on the bottom. So I feel like deep slate in here I think would be too dark. But I don't know, that might look kind of cool. That would change. So this would be one section. This build could be a different color. I don't think I want to do deep slate on the end though, because I don't think deep slate would go very well with the messed up roof we currently have. Nice Guy Live, thanks for the raid. Welcome in. Appreciate you sharing your viewers. Right, is that correct? No. We need an upside down 2, 2, 1, 1. So we need an up, that's a stair. This is andesite. Stair there. This is not a thing. And then this does not exist. Or if it does, it is an upside down stair. I think that's right. Yep. Hi, pig. Sleep. What were we up to on stream today? Nice guy. Up to anything fun? We were just discussing the upcoming stream for Guild Wars 2 on Tuesday. I'm leaning Norn Warrior. I can play two different classes, so like we'll see. Oh, wrong thing. The doorknob, me too. I played a lot of Guild Wars 1 and 2. Okay, cool. All right, so here's a question for you then, the doorknob. Have you been keeping up on what's going on with Guild Wars? Because my plan was to play either tonight or tomorrow night, and then, having already done probably the starting zone, play on Tuesday with the drops. But now, after reading some stuff online, I'm thinking it might be better for me to wait. What do you think? So I just don't know if this is going to look good with the dark oak. It's really dark. And I don't know about that. This is rivaling the size of the keep, by the way. Suffering and Sorrow has resubscribed to Tier 1 for 5 months. Hi Joel, how is Westhill coming along? Good. We're in the Taiga wood, which is the kind of rich area up to the west. And we're trying to decide if we want to take this build a little darker on the bottom here. So I'm going to design about half of it in deep slate and see, whoops. See what we can come up with. And the reason for that is because we tried some profession blocks in the roof, and it looks like a fun transition to a darker layout. It would help the floor stand out a bit. Because otherwise we're just going to be doing this, or a version of this. I mean, we could still do andesite blocks across the top, I guess. Yeah, you know, it's not bad. Because then we could use the polished basalt maybe for the pillars. It's a big enough wall on this side that I'd like to have some sort of gradient going down to the cliff below. So it might be that we have to do this outside. The problem I have with changing this wall to deep slate is that I don't know what that then means for what that means for the ends here and here. I mean, this could stay stone rather than going to red brick, but I don't know about the andesite. Like, do we keep the andesite on the ends and have this dark wall and have, I guess we would change some of this back to dark, but that's an outside block, so we can't do that. It's alright, we got light stone over there. So the whole idea was that the dark part at the bottom of the blast furnace, or the dark part of the top, this sort of helps this transition into a darker block. But you can't see it because the tree's in the way. Oh, that's annoying. Waffle goodness. No, sorry, waffle goddess. Welcome in. I am the pancake master. Sounds like a line from Ghostbusters. Are you the keymaster? Are you the gatekeeper? I don't know. I do kind of like the change to the dark, but then does that mean we are okay to keep the ends light? I try not to overcomplicate the palettes for these builds. But because this goes down so far, right? Like, if we go around the side here, right? Like, this is a huge, huge roof, huge thing. Let's just put you there. Like, that's a massive thing. And if we started to transition to darker blocks here, then I think that that would help that considerably. You know what? Let's just try it. What color glass goes best with a deep slate? And does this have any, like, cool carved things that we could use? Those look like tiles. We could even use walls, at least. Adding more depth with the glass. Or does it not connect? Oh no, it does. Oh, that'll make the walls, that'll make the windows look wider though. Don't know if I like that. That's cool. It looks like a face to me. I know it's a shulker box, but it looks like a face. Looks like one of those weird little chibi cute things where it's like two eyes and the mouth going like, woo. That's supposed to be the warden's face? It looks like a shulker box. Does not look like the warden's face. Looks like the warden's head maybe with antlers on it, but... No, the piglin face is the Blackstone. Which I didn't bring with me. Which we could do. That's probably going to look a little bit too purple. Rabelais, have not seen you in a while. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. I don't know if I like the walls there. Do we think it looks sturdier without the walls? Oops, where did that go? We could also change the color of those to be... Those are brick walls. We could try cobble deep slate walls, or we could try deep slate tile walls. Probably not the cobble. If there was a way to change them to be, have that little bit go up the middle of them the whole time. Maybe if we put a wall there, but then added something inside. Oh, that doesn't affect the whole... Interesting, okay. So that removes the idea of a bookshelf being able to go here. think I like just the regular bricks because then we could use a little bit of the cracked in there too. I mean, we can have stuff in front of the windows as well. Like, we could easily do like some sort of planter here, you know? Or tables with flowers on them and stuff. Fedorda, you gotta go. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks so much. Hope to catch the stream on Tuesday. Yep, Tuesday, Guild Wars 2. And I believe you said you didn't know whether I should wait or whether I should log in and stream before. I think I'm probably just gonna wait. I'll do a stream Monday night doing the character creation, and then I'll probably do a stream on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Atlantic for the drops. I'm anticipating there'll be a lot of people on Twitch. I don't know whether this is a good idea or not, but sometimes you gotta throw the spaghetti noodle at the wall. So I do like something there. We can't use the profession blocks. Like, what's something else that we could put there? Maybe we just bring these down a bit? That seems a bit repetitive. Unless we switch this and keep these as bricks. I think I like that. Having these ones just below the windowsill or the window frame. Any thoughts on the window color? I'm leaning on the gray. I know it's boring, but I sort of like it. Oh, we forgot a furnace up top. And if that's the case, then we'll go back to walls there. I really need to fix my texture. You can see the seam. I don't know why. I think I like the gray. You like mixed colors? Oh, you mean like mix up, like take some of the gray and mix it in? Doesn't look very good with my texture pack, unfortunately. It makes it look like there's holes in it. You can kind of make it look like there's a shadow sometimes. No, I like just the whole window being the same color. I think we're just gonna go with the dark gray for now. I'm really surprised that this worked with the walls. What are you guys using on Infinity Cove for connected glass? Because my textures don't seem to work very well. Do you have the same error where you can see the seam? Like here it looks fine, but then when you get it close, from the top down, you can see the little seam. It's funny, you know, in all the different things we were talking about improved UI and improved ideas for like renewable sand on the spawn chunks, we'd never mentioned insta-mining glass as like an enchantment improvement for the future of Minecraft, and I feel like that would be amazing. Only problem there is that you can barely see that it exists. We could have candles in here too, softly lighting everything, so that this could glow a specific color from the outside, which would be fun. I don't mind the green or the cyan. This is a build where I might actually add banners in here for curtains. That might be worth doing. Might be a good opportunity to make like a mod or a data pack or something. Or look for a mod. I don't think I like these. So we'd be doing the same thing along here with glass panes. Oh, wait a minute. I'd want this block. Oh, that looks kind of silly. I guess the advantage that we have here is that we've got a pillar in here, and I don't have room for that here. Unless we brought this in. Which is not bad. Is it a lighting thing? I don't know. Oh, mini packs, your texture pack has that too? Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I guess I could make this, that. Or we can go with a stair and make it like an arch. That actually works. I think I like that better. I think I forgot. Yeah, let's do this across here. And get rid of this now, I think. Helpful, so helpful. I really need to get around to finishing that. It's one of my favorite things that I built. You're at 3 hours, says Cosmic. Thank you. Yes. I think we're just about done. Whoop! I can't get in there. I've removed my door. Removed my door. So then over here, I feel like this just wouldn't exist. And then we would just repeat everything in here in the same way that we did with the deep slate on the other side. Whoops. Except for this there. Well, we're going to run into that problem with the ceiling as well. Wonder why I'm doing this so far inside. It could be this is only a single wall. I've made this too thick for a reason I don't know. I guess it allows me to do that exit through the back side of it. See, out here we can probably be better off using full blocks. And I think that'll change the look of the walls. I don't know, that looks really chunky. We might want to reduce that back as well. And that would eliminate the roof problem. We would just have slabs up there doing whatever we want. Engineer, hello! Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I feel like that's a little on the heavy side. It looks good from out here. Not that you can ever see it. But it looks funky inside. One thing about the dark gray glass and deep slate, it's like a seamless texture, but boy is it hard to see. And then we just throw in the glass in between. And then I think we'll keep this on an angle. We'll have to light this up very carefully because it does feel very dark in here. Even in the middle of the day. It's a weird door. We could just have it be straight out in the corner, but I do like the way it makes the floor stand out, which is nice. Do I not have any more cobble deep slate? Oh, there we go. Could even try to work it out so we could put like a wall in the corner. Or we could have a wall here. Just to kind of, even though it's not going to be a window. I guess it could be a window, but we could also just make it a wall. Which build is this? This is like the it's the one we were working on yesterday. It's got the tower and the outside wall. I'm deciding on what textures to use. We finished up a bunch of stuff today. I'm still on the fence about how dark it is in here. I feel like this might work, but I feel like this has to go back to stone and this has to stay light. Like, I feel like we do okay to have one dark wall, which I don't know why that seems to work. Because outside I have no idea. I mean, that looks cool. You know, like, I don't mind this because we've got the dark oak in between. That transition is going to be a pain in the butt. So I kind of wonder whether we're better off to have the dark gray, or sorry, the light gray, the medium gray on both the ends, and then just have this be the deep slate part. And then we could continue the deep slate down there, but keep everything in the top half light colored. That's probably the best way to go. All right. Well, I'll change that all back in between streams. I'll change this back to the light color stuff. We can still do the same pattern, which is nice. We can do like a polished block and a brick across the top. We just change that all that over there. And this to me is a little bit strange. So maybe we just do that. And then we'll put a door maybe in that space there. I don't have any doors with me, so a trapdoor will have to suffice. Yeah, okay. I think that's a good... I think that's good. Welcome in, Phoenix. Unfortunately, you are at the end. We're going to wrap things up here. If you enjoyed the stream today, folks, thanks so much for hanging out. We accomplished a fair bit. We've got some problems to fix up there, it looks like, but so far we have been able to put some windows in up top there. We've got the inside. We've decided to do a dark wall on that side, I think. Next time we'll probably work on the chimney and maybe the details of this side. And then the big thing that took the longest today was out here. We worked on this big dormer on the outside. Right there. I think that looks really cool. We might want to change a little bit about the top of it on the inside there, so it's a little bit more seamless. It's a little confusing from a geometric standpoint, but from different angles it looks okay. Like, it makes sense from down here, I think. And of course we have to do the balcony, and we have to pull the stone down, and like all this is going to get pulled down. It might even go down further. A lot of landscaping. It's a big project, so there'll be a couple more streams anyway. If you've enjoyed this though, please leave a follow before you take off. We're going to pass you on to Impulse SV playing on Hermitcraft. So there is more Minecraft in your future. And I will be back probably tomorrow and Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be a Guild Wars 2 stream. That's at 4 o'clock Atlantic UTC -3 because the Twitch drops start at 12 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday, August 23rd. So look forward to that. Probably going to do a character creation stream on Monday. And there's a scheduling change to the Spawn Chunks. We are recording late tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow. So at 2 o'clock Atlantic is when we're streaming, or not streaming, live in the Discord for Spawn Chunks. But I don't know if the show will be published on Monday. It might be published on Tuesday. But we are recording late because Johnny is traveling. So there will not be a 10 a.m. Atlantic live stream to the Spawn Chunks Discord tomorrow. It will be at 2 p.m. Atlantic. So just make that 4-hour adjustment based on your clock. And that's it. Thanks for all the amazing support, folks. Thanks for the modding, Cosmic and Sandy, Elkhorn, and everyone else that's involved. You're all awesome. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it will not be so long between now and the next stream. So I'll just see you tomorrow. sooner or later. And thank you, Cosmic, for the link to Patreon. Patreon is another great way to support the stream. It's one of the best ways, honestly. It's just a little bit, and it's consistent, and it helps me stream more often. So if you like the content and you want me to be on Twitch more, then check out patreon.com/JoelDuggan. And yeah, be kind to Impulse. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you folks later. Bye for now.